so excited to talk to you about this. This looked like it was so much fun to make, right?
Oh, it was an absolute blast to make. I mean, we were running around, we had naked people running through the woods, and we would go, cut, okay, fix the blood continuity. All right, stab him this way, get him that way. And then just kind of approaching it with a comedic tone to the entire movie. It was fun.
And what in the world did you tell people they were getting into? Because this one just starts out crazy and just keeps going. Like, how do you warn people about this movie?
I want to tell people that if Arrow Through the Balls offends you, it's probably not your type of movie. If you don't like sex, it's probably not your type of movie. And if blood scares you, you should probably go away.
I love that. And I think that you're probably looking around the set going, I can't believe that this worked. I can pay for it. It's coming out in theaters. What was that moment? Was there a certain thing happening where you're just like, this is really working?
I think that it's being able to see it come to life with our actors. So, for example, Will and Sin, actually seeing them on screen, there's so many things that our actors brought to this that weren't in the script. For example, there's a moment in the hallway where we see them dancing and celebrating, and just being able to have that fun with it. That's the moment where it clicked, where I went, yes, we're making this campy fun movie that we set out to make.
And I don't know, a lot of people look up to what you're doing and they think, see, that's what I want to do. And so much harder than anyone can imagine. What kind of advice would you give to somebody that wants to follow in your footsteps?
Yeah, I would tell people, keep making things, make multiple things at the same time, because if one project doesn't go, there'll be another one waiting for you. And something I always tell young filmmakers is never say you're an aspiring director or aspiring screenwriter, because no one wants to hire an aspiring person. They want to hire the person who's doing it. So if people go in with confidence and they just never stop making things, and then it's right place, right time on top of that, that's what I'd have to say.
Well, so my co-host is Drew Pearson, one of our great Dallas Cowboys. Caught the Hail Mary, went in the Hall of Fame, and we love asking people their Hail Mary moment, the moment in your life or career you just had to go for it. It worked out for you. This is probably it, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is my first movie in theaters, and so it's just an extra special experience, because I've made other movies, and I had another movie, Shutter, and it's cool because we had a really dedicated horror audience, but just being able to have a wide release for this is just something that I do think it's that Hail Mary moment.
And part of that is that mindset that you have to put yourself in, whether or not you're feeling it or not. Because, as creative types, we're hard on ourselves. So what do you tell yourself that kind of keeps you on the right path always?
I tell myself why I'm doing this, because at the end of the day, I'm doing it because I love movies. And, my perfect day is I wake up and I start watching a movie while I'm eating breakfast, and I keep watching it during lunch and dinner, and then maybe I watch another movie before I go to bed. And if I could do that every day, I'm like, that's a really good life to live. And so I think the film industry is so hard, but if you remember that's why you're doing it and that's why you care about, then it's worth it.
Well, this is a perfect movie for spooky season. And of course, we've got, so many great movies to watch out there. What are some of your favorites for spooky season?
I was a huge fan of Weapons. I love Weapons. I love Together. And I think that this has just been a really great year for horror movies. And so I'm excited to contribute to the zeitgeist, but in our own sexy, horny way.
Well, you certainly did, and I know that people are going to love it. They should definitely see it. It seems obvious, but why is it so important to see this in the theater and support it there?
I think this movie is made for the theater going experience, and I don't say that lightly. I think that the whole point of this movie, because it's a comedy as well, is hearing people react around you. It feels kind of like a group experience. And even yesterday, we had some secret sneak screenings, and a lot of the thing that people have said is seeing this with a crowd has been one of my favorite theater experiences of the year. And so that's what I would push to people. I'm like, go do it. You won't regret it.
I love it, and of course, like many great horror movies, it's meant for entertainment value. But there's some stuff being said here. So, what are you hoping that people will talk about besides, oh, this is a whole lot of fun?
Yeah, I hope people go home and they turn to their partner and they have a very intense discussion of what are we not talking about and what should we be discussing in our relationship? Because if we almost get murdered, how are we going to go down together? My favorite question to ask is, if there was a zombie apocalypse, how do we organize ourselves? So I'd love people to have those kind of conversations, because that would just be so funny to think about.
Love it. And last thing, I can't wait to see what you got next for us after this. What's coming up for you?
Totally. So we're not officially releasing it yet, but I have one of my next movies coming up is a dramedy that's surrealist because I love horror, but I also love anything that's lifted and intense. And then after that, I have another horror comedy because that's my bread and butter.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for being here with us. We really appreciate what you're telling. Everybody go to the theater and see it, and look forward to talking to you again soon.
Awesome. Thanks so much.